Welcome back to another episode of Campfires and Escalations, episode 10. Last we left off, the party had just made it to the Stripe Post, a massive wooden structure, an inn, housing not only many wary souls, but a small outpost for merchants and a small guild post for brave adventurers. It is here that the party saw, upon entering, a large table towards the center, rife with the likes of none other than the King's Guard, men covered in audacious gold-plated armor. So, what do we got?
Skaamos is just going to turn to the old man in rags, slap him on the shoulder, and just say, "We made it. Despite everything, despite getting eaten by a giant toad, we did our job."
Would you be surprised to hear me say I never doubted you?
Yes. Yes, very.
Be surprised.
Gus just whispers, "Shiny armor. So pretty."
It's a little gaudy for my taste.
It is quite.
Let's just find who's in charge. This is the same day she got spat on by acid and shit. So
Yeah.
still not feeling it.
Guard, where'd you get that? Pointing at the armor.
Just from the far side of the
Yep.
this packed in, just guard. Where'd you get that? You're like 20 feet away.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Gus has no concept of,
Personal space.
yeah, or no, just
Being
just
in or outside of it.
socializing in general, I feel is just an issue with him. So yeah, he probably says that out loud, but then realizes that he's too far away, and then walks up.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. You head up. There's 5 of these men.
Okay.
3 more scattered throughout. Several at the bar. Several moving around.
Okay.
One of them even socializing with another group.
Okay.
And a rather tall dwarf. This man's standing
Ooh,
just over
tall
5
dwarf.
feet. So he's not like much shorter than the other men,
Yeah.
but he is very wide.
Yeah.
He
That is a big dwarf.
yes,
He's a big boy.
He's a
All right.
massive big boy. He
All right,
he a
cool.
little big boy. He a big little boy.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
A
right.
beard.
Bob's big boy.
Oh boy. All right. His beard just pouring out of his helm and from behind his armor.
Oh, wow.
With small silver beads scattered throughout, but at the end there's a pair of small like clasps. So he's got a forked beard at the end, braided. It's honestly kind of gorgeous, but then you remember it's body hair and you're like, maybe I should admire it a little less.
Skaamos is impressed.
It's impressive, if nothing else. But he turns to you and says, what do you need?
Oh, hi. My name's Gus. How are you?
Well, that's nice.
9.
Ah.
Wait, you're, guardsman, right? One of Verna's agents? He's pointing at the marker on your chest.
Gus kind of picks up on the words he's saying, just kind of nods his head like, "Yep."
Perfect. Gus.
Oh, yes, that's me. Hi.
Alright. He turns back to the table where there's just a whole mess of, like, their equipment, a few, like, letters that are being very carefully watched over by the
Okay.
other 4.
Yeah.
Reaches into a pile, pulls out a small one, hands it to you. This here, this is just to let Werner know that we picked the man up. So you have him with you?
I look back at the Raggedy Man, I'm assuming, right?
At this
Yeah.
point, I'm trying to push the group towards the guardsmen.
All right, I'm going.
I nod my head, just kind
Why
of
are
like,
you pushing me?
kind of obviously still understanding what my orders were, understanding that, but like still putting it together. But he's just like, yeah,
Alright.
they have him. Yep.
He places a hand on either portion of the table, stands up to properly face the lot of you. He gives a salute with his clenched fist at his heart, a firm nod, and then he offers a handout before saying, "So which one of you is the head of this party?"
And I point at Mara.
I look at Mara.
That dubious honor is mine.
All right. Anything I need to know about?
I'm sorry.
Dubious honor.
Dear.
Sounds like a wonderful
it depends
name
what
for
you're
a poem.
asking.
Well, as far as we're aware, we're just escorting this man back. We don't have any details. Are there anything that we should be aware of? People trying to kill him, perhaps?
You seem to know as much as I did.
Crap. Alright.
I'm still sorry.
He's
No.
easy enough cargo, just don't let him go wandering off. He will run away.
Is he addled? Is he right in the head?
Oh, very much so. Just
He's
spry.
Alright. Well, we'll get it taken care of. You, old-timer, with me. I've got a room key. And he walks up. The old man is fairly unresponsive, but just gives each of you a nod before following the dwarf. They exit, go
Which
up
one
some
of us took the
stairs.
slip?
Gus.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's holding it in his hand still. He hasn't like stowed it yet or anything.
I stowed that somewhere safe.
He nods what Val says, and he takes off his huge backpack and puts it in the little like poster tube area he has.
Awesome.
Puts it back on. Uh-huh.
Alright, it is bustling. The lot of you are packed in a rather cramped inn. It's not so much so that you're rubbing elbows with everybody.
I'm so
But-
glad nobody asked about the child on my shoulder.
Yeah, no, there's so much going on that it's difficult to catch details such as the goblin swaddled in your arms.
Well, I meant because we were talking to guards, but that's...
Oh, no, yeah, they were...
Is this the first time guards didn't say something about it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, and
Holy
they
crap.
were the Kingsguard.
It only took till episode 10. Wrecker Jack.
They've got better things to worry about, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a small pile of sorted coins now on the table, which is starting to catch your attention because it looks like a lot of money in a very open public place, and they don't seem to be terribly alarmed by that. Aside from that, there are all sorts of folk running through here.
Not that Gus would have an understanding of that, but like, is that like you know some sort of like seedy amount of money? You know what I mean?
Yeah, is it just a suspiciously large
Yeah,
pile?
like are we talking like you know they're taking a little bit of the king's cut or you know what I
Well,
mean?
you
know what I'm saying?
You look
drug
at
money?
this, and they actually have the coins stacked in sets of 10. They actually have strange coins that you're not familiar with, except you, Skaamos. You actually recognize
Electrum.
some of these coins. They're Electrum.
Knew it.
Prized above silver, but rare enough that,
That's trade
It's-
city money.
yes, it is Trade City money. It's difficult to find these outside of the Trade City, if only because it tends to be circulated well within. It doesn't travel out much. But yeah, they have Electrum silver pieces. You assume entire pouches of copper, but those aren't in stacks. And gold pieces stacked in sets of 10 all across this map. And it seems like they're talking about something. You don't know what.
Okay.
They're
Too far from
keeping
here.
they're keeping kind of huddled
Got it.
at the table.
Oh, okay.
So
Hush, hush.
aside from like the map and the coins, it's a little difficult to make out any of what it is that they're doing. Because their bodies are just looming over it.
Okay. Well, I mean, Gus has seen money before. It's not like
Yeah.
a major priority in his life. You know, it's somebody's money, I guess, not his. So he's just kind of, you know,
Yeah.
he's aloof about it. He's just more staring at all the armor, all the sick, cool armor. You know,
They have
he's a little jealous.
they got some
He's a
pretty
little-
heavy arms.
He looks at his chainmail. He's looking at the armor. He's like,
Yeah. The
I'm a couple hundred years behind technologically here.
yeah. No.
Skaamos is trying to figure out where on the map that Electrum is.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Yay!
I'm sorry. I know wisdom.
Oh, that's a 10!
How is it always a 10?
Because I rolled -3, and 13's my lucky number.
Fair enough. All right. So you can make out that this map is not a map of the local regions, but there's a portion of this map that is cut apart. It's actually divided by some sort of like rosary, and then in the other half the part that you can make out, that is actually the trade cities.
And that's where the Electrum is.
Yes, there are stacks of Electrum next to all of the trade cities, except for one of them that is surrounded by 3 stacks of 10 sets of silver.
Okay. Skaamos just sort of looks at the map for a minute, nods quietly to himself,
Okay.
and then starts staring at the bar.
Oh, man. Now that you're actually, like, taking in the bar, you see 2 massive barrels. I'm talking, like, 15-foot tall barrels. And there is actually a banner spread across the left barrel, and it is Gareth Moore's famous Candied Ale. It's more like 3 banners, but...
Candied ale, you say?
Yes, Candied Ale.
Oh no!
Skaamos starts counting what silver he has.
It's gonna be expensive.
I taste pheasant.
By the way, like, I looked up a pheasant. A pheasant, like, maximum weight, like, for the entire genus is something like 3 pounds.
That's like a Cornish game hen.
Kinda. But, like, when I imagined pheasant, when I said pheasant, mentally I meant turkey.
That's why you were like freaking out, because I was like, oh, just 2 pheasants. That's like 2 Cornish game hens. That's not that big.
Yeah, but no, like, these are like those were dire pheasants. I just didn't mention it.
Pheasants.
Yeah, they're like 12-pound
Alright,
pheasants.
so retroactively, like, applying to episode 7 or so.
Yes. Yes, I just wanted to
Those
clear
were-
that up.
those
Since the
were
pheasant
rare
got brought up. That was
pheasants.
something
Oh,
in the
no,
background
they're
that was like
sapient.
scratching at the corners of my mind that I felt I needed to cover.
Well,
Well,
So
Mara a beast. It's still not digested, most likely. Because this moves at a glacial pace.
So, you see these
Constipation's
giant
a
banners.
bitch.
The second of which does not. The second barrel does not have any banners or any like celebratory like.
something to consider once our business is finished. And I turn back to the Kingsguard.
Yeah, the Kingsguard, noticing that their accomplice, the dwarf, is not handling the lot of you and has instead moved on to handling the old man, one of them turns around with a large pouch as he starts pulling from the stacks of coins on the table, only one from each, until finally he gathers them, sets them, and just... I know that doesn't sound like coins,
Shake,
but
shake.
deal with it.
Hold on.
Nope, it's too late. Moving on.
Fuck you. Ambiance.
I don't care. That doesn't sound like a pouch. We're moving on.
Oh wait, I don't have my dice on.
And he, which of you would be closest to the table?
with all the money?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
assume
not
me,
me.
having
Oh.
moved up to the front.
Alright, since you moved up to the front, the man takes a step away from his bench and turning to face you, offers you a single pouch. And it's sizable. It looks like one of his clenched fists, armor and all.
Alright, seems about right.
I believe this is, the payment that was supposed to be handed to you. I think Werner put an advance on this.
Oh, that sounds about right for him. She sort of reaches out and grabs it.
Alright, it's a heavy pouch. There's something like 80 gold.
Alright.
Yeah, 80 gold. Are you gonna sift through it?
A little bit, just counting just a bit to make sure it's not too late.
Okay, it's 80 gold, 40 silver.
80 gold, 40 silver. Alright.
Yeah.
Well, there are 4 of us. That's a pretty easy split.
Yep.
So, is he running off? Is he have anything left to say to us? Or can we just divvy up the money?
No. He just hands you the pouch and turns back to his map,
Alright.
fervishly talking with his companions.
I think it's fair if that's 20 gold and 10 silver for everybody then.
Awesome.
Money.
Copyright. Don't sue me. Please.
Performances don't incur the same penalties in copyright.
You keep telling us, but I'm still scared.
Yeah, no, same.
I ain't scared of
How,
shit.
how many silver was that?
That's-
Not that Gus
that's-
could count.
That's 10. That's
10
10 silver.
silver.
And how much gold?
20 gold.
Wow.
So
Yep.
I'm up to. Ooh, I'm getting money.
I
Yeah.
have 53 gold.
Nice.
Nice.
That's
I think it's because I haven't been spending gold. I have 212.
That's like
Jeez.
a horse and I think a carriage, maybe. Not
yeah,
even close.
about.
Yeah.
Like, if you saved up something like another 30 gold, you could start a farm, no problem. You could just retire at the ripe old age of, like, drow teendom.
That sounds incredibly boring.
I'm holding
You know?
It does, doesn't it?
Alright. So, now, with your service done, the old man well out of your hair, the lot of you are free to spend your day doing whatever it is you wish in this town of Longbrook.
I'll go handle the room situation. Just don't get horribly lost.
Don't count on that yet. I might be able to do something about that a little later tonight.
Skaamos, you do notice a stage taking up one of the walls.
Oh yeah, I'll be able to do something about that later.
There is a fool dressed in green with a lute arguing furiously, and furious in a way that a jester might.
A lute or a cittern?
With
It's a loot.
it's a lute.
Okay,
It is
he lives.
absolutely a lute,
He lives.
but it
Looking for
looks
elf
like
booze.
he's arguing over price with the barkeep. You can tell he's a barkeep because he's got an apron, a bushy mustache, and he's beginning to bald.
Oh, yeah, no, so...
Definitely the
that's-
type.
that's
I didn't know
in-
my stepdad was a barkeep.
That's barkeep model number 3, if I
Pretty
recall.
much. Like, that man looks like just about every other barkeep you've seen in your travels.
Yeah, I'll be able to take care of the room situation later. But I'm gonna go around town and ask some questions.
Alright, so you're heading into town. Or checking either of the offices in the inn.
This is a very frequented inn. Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to the barkeep first.
Alright, are you gonna wait till he's done arguing with the man in green?
No.
Okay. This
Fuck.
man is just going off about all of these, like, wild stories, and he won't shut up. The barkeep is, like, very desperately trying to get him to just wrap it up so that he can go do his job. How do you break into this?
Is the barkeeper holding a drink?
No.
Okay.
He's got a washcloth in one hand, and he's just sort of, like, gesturing that the guy wrap it up with the other hand.
I put a silver coin on the counter, push it across the barkeep, and just ask for a pint.
Ah! A pint! Alright, let's go ahead and get to that. And he immediately, like, you look down, the coin is gone.
He's... Oh, that...
Yeah,
He
it-
bumped up to barkeep number 4.
He's immediately, like, shuffling away from the greenful and, like, waving him back. So, a silver?
For now.
You don't want the good stuff then, alright.
I'll be here later.
Later.
I just wanted to get that man.
You should
shut
be
up.
enjoying now. Oh. Well, if you're trying to help me, then I appreciate it.
Favor for a favor, then? I'm looking
what do you
for
need?
someone.
And he turns away and begins to pour you a drink.
I'm looking for someone. Name of Bodwin. You would have
Bodwin?
You would have recognized him.
Oh, yeah.
Dresses like an elf, has one eye.
Yeah. He likes to wear robes over clothes that don't accommodate robes. We had to kick him out.
How long ago?
A day ago?
Oh no.
You look like your skin's peeling back. What's wrong?
He stole something of mine
Oh.
a while back. The cittern he was probably carrying.
Oh, he was carrying a number of bundled goods, a few of them larger than others. He did make mention of an exotic instrument, though.
Exotic, my fucking
I only know this because I drank the merchant in that outpost, and he just points over to, like a small shop set into the side of the inn. I drank the, owner of that little stall under the table last night. Told me all about it.
He was trying to sell the cittern?
Yeah.
Did he manage to?
Not as far as I'm aware. He was told that there was supposed to be another convoy of traders coming in over at Clash Keep, so he was headed back that way. Said something about the most recent relief effort being a safe enough escort. You heard about any of the troubles coming that way? You look like you're the type to come from.
Mayhap lived some of those troubles.
Ah.
I've heard.
Well, it's a shame with all those bandits. You hear they're getting under one banner? Looks like it'll be the start of a new warband. Haven't heard of something like that in decades.
Any idea as to a name?
A name? Not this far out. As far as I can tell, they're still in the process of gathering their forces, but Werner's not too keen on that. They've been mustering soldiers. Which way you came from?
We just came from Clash Keep, up
Oh.
the road from Dahl Hall.
Well, it sounds like not only did you miss Bodwin, but you should already be aware there are plenty of guardsmen moving in those woods. They're gonna go help their trade partners over in the trade cities.
I swear to God, if he was with that halfling.
I don't know too much about a halfling. A lot of them pass through here. You'd have to be more specific than that, but I think that's all the silver gets you. And he slams your pint on the bar.
I slam it back and put another silver on the table.
Alright. It's bitter. It's not that great. But you know if you hit like another 2 more of these, you'll get drunk. Alright, he slides the coin off. And this is just for information or a drink as well.
When do those relief efforts leave for Clash Keep?
As far as I can tell, I'm not really in that circle. If I were going to give it my best guess, I'd say within the next few weeks.
So there's a very good chance that my dear friend Bodwin is still in here.
If you're gonna rely on the word of a barkeep, then sure.
Thank you for your time.
Alright.
Leave the glass on the table and head out the door.
Alright, what are other people doing in this massive inn?
I'm asking for the innkeep.
Okay, you ask for the innkeep. Are you waving down, like, waitresses?
Yeah, just like the first like barmaid that passes me.
All right,
I just mentioned the name. Let me see what this is.
Hello, love. How can I help?
Hi.
You need a drink?
I'm looking for Gareth Moore.
Yeah, Bolden fellow, little tubby, behind the bar.
Thank you. And I just shuffle off that way.
Alright, you see as you're closing in on this, the only man behind the bar, you're closing in on Skaamos,
Oh no.
who you saw as you were shuffling through this throng of people. He kicked an entire drink back, and then began to immediately about face and march out. So as Skaamos is walking away, you're headed straight to Gareth Moore.
Okay. So just pass by.
He's already washing Skaamos's.
Okay. Come. Yeah. Kind of like tentatively approach the counter and excuse me.
How can I help you?
Are you Gareth Moore?
By right I am.
Oh, Lillian asked me to come here and check on her sister.
Really? Well, if you were looking to check on her yourself, I'm sorry, are you friends of the family?
We're neighbors.
Ah. Well, I don't see much harm in it. But you don't... Pardon me. I see so many kind here, but I don't think I've ever heard of your type living in these parts.
I'm from Clash Keep.
Yes, but darling, you're a drow.
I'm aware. My family moved when I was very young.
Peculiar. Well, I'm not one to judge. Will you be having a drink, or do you just need to know where the wife is?
I haven't drank in a very long time.
Nothing better than my own candied ale.
suppose a glass wouldn't hurt.
All right. 5 silver.
Sure. Just gonna put that down.
He swipes the coins away in one fell swoop. He turns away with the mug that he had offered and then cleaned to Skaamos, and pours out what looks like this bubbling pink liquid into the flagon before slamming it on the bar for you. And this stuff has a vaguely sweet aroma. The bitter is kept down, but it smells delightful. He then says, "The first one's at a discount."
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm just going to like slowly drink at it, and as
Yeah.
it doesn't taste as bitter, like
It's surprisingly sweet,
yeah,
but comfortably so.
like as I notice how sweet it is, I start drinking it more like juice than a beer.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, Val's gonna get white girl
There
wasted.
there is a notable strength to it as you get about halfway through.
Oh no.
As you get almost immediately a little lightheaded, but you're halfway through it.
I slow down after I get lightheaded.
Okay, probably a good call.
Are you just downing this mug of candy ale with like what looks like a child hunched over your shoulder?
You whip people to death. Don't judge me.
I just want you to know how it looks on the outside.
Will you be needing a room for the night? Lillian won't. Sorry, not Lillian. Lillian's sister, Muriel. She won't be around till later in the night.
I think my friend who just left was going to try and procure us rooms.
Ah, well, he certainly didn't. So if you'll be wanting a room, you'll have to go ahead and let me know.
Okay. How many rooms are available currently?
How many do you need?
Where's
We here at
Mara?
the Stripe Post are ready to cater to all.
Okay, so there's no shortage.
None.
Okay. I'll probably be back then. I need to do some shopping.
All right, the rooms get more expensive as they fill up.
Where's Mara? You got this?
Don't worry. I
Good.
got this.
Okay.
Later.
Gus is just still continuing to pester the guard. And then I swung the sword, and that's how I killed that kobold. And he just looks really pleased with himself. Like even if the guy
You know what?
even if the guard doesn't respond, like he's just like, this is like the greatest punchline to any story. Like he's just
All right,
like,
go ahead and roll like performance or
Okay.
history
All right, cool.
as you recount your tale.
Sure.
What do you got?
He's got a lot of
That would be
fruit.
a 12.
A 12?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Okay.
You actually have one of these guys, like, one of their legs, like, away from their table, and he keeps, like, looking back to you as you tell your story,
sure.
but he's still, like, overlking the map and trying to, like,
Oh, sure, like
listen
actually
in
trying
on
to do
what
his
they're
job.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Gus
but
doesn't
you
have any
actually had
understanding
his
of that,
attention.
He just sees a guy in an armor, and he's like, yeah, no, we're going to talk about this,
Yeah, no, he actually like he took off his helm so that he could hear you better, and he's like posted up on like one elbow, just sort of like paying a little more attention to you than he should be right now.
Sure.
But you've got him.
Okay, cool.
Like he's listening. He's like chuckling when you hit your punchlines.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, well, once, but I mean, Gus only has one story because he's an early adventurer. So
I mean, you fought a giant frog.
oh, that's true. Well, that's next.
Okay,
I wanted,
okay.
but I'm trying to gauge like, is he actually interested or is he...
He's genuine.
Oh, okay.
He's
all right,
totally
cool.
genuine.
All right, cool. And then my new friends, we fought a frog. And he just looks at it like, doesn't give any sort of like story pacing, like
Yeah.
no actual like, concept of trying to make it more interesting.
It
Just
falls
like the
flat
facts.
on him. Like
the facts.
his by his face, he looks a little confused because
She whipped
like,
him.
he's got a decent idea of like
Points at Mara.
who you are, but like it's not sinking in. It's like, all right, you fought a frog.
Yeah, with great childish wonder, he's just smiling at you, like, yeah, it was really good.
I'm sorry, friend. She hit it with a whip,
Yeah.
and you fought a frog.
Yeah, I
All right.
smited it with this, and I hold up his warhammer.
That's
He's
a
just
nice
like,
hammer, but
thank you.
it. I'm sorry, friend. A normal frog isn't that it's only about the size of maybe a bread.
Oh, this one was about
Oh.
as big as a wagon.
Oh,
It was big.
That is pretty big. Where'd you find the frog like that?
My friend,
Bridge.
Skaamos, he got hurt.
Oh,
Where he found it, he got hurt. Not answering any of the questions.
I'm sorry to
found
hear
it was
that.
on the bridge. Yep.
The bridge to the Teefwood?
Yep.
Oh.
Where'd you find it? Bridge.
It was at the bridge.
When was this?
Today.
Earlier today.
That was today.
Oh crap! And there's more of them?
Just the one.
More. Like he's trying to gain the concept of it. No, there was only one. He just nods his head confidently. Oh, there was evil though under the bridge. Lots of evil.
Christ.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and
No,
clarify.
evil.
All right,
Yep.
evil.
I
What
sensed it.
kind of?
I sensed it. He nods his head after saying it twice in a row like that.
Definitely tasted like evil.
Well, I will certainly let you know that you are by far one of the more interesting travelers to try and catch my ear.
Thank
But
you.
I'm a little thrown off by your story. I think I'll have to go ahead and get to my work.
Okay.
You run along and stay out of trouble. I don't want to have to fight the man that smote a giant frog.
Oh, thank you. Good to meet you. What's your name?
You can go ahead and call me, let's just go with Percy.
Percy.
Yeah.
He lets the words linger in the air for a moment.
A mighty name, to be sure.
Yeah, and then he firmly gives him a nice good grip.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
This man
Yeah,
offers his arm,
cool.
and he is just as strong. You can tell
Alright.
even
Oh,
under
good.
the plate mail.
Good, good.
The worst of the Weasley brothers.
Call out, shots fired.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Gus smiles and then moves on. Probably trying to find Mara now.
Alright.
Oh, dear.
Turn around, Mara's like right there.
Oh, cool. Excellent. All right.
So what is Gus? What are Mara doing?
What is it you need?
Gus looks at his armor again. Feels more, inadequate next to all these really well equipped travelers. Probably could do better with armor and maybe some more weapons. How about you?
She kind of looks over her gear, particularly the shiny gold gaudy claw.
Super magical weapons of doom.
It's not gold.
It's not gold?
No,
Did
it
I
is
just
not
imagine
gold.
that shit?
Yes, you have just been imagining that it is in fact
Maybe
gold.
like brass.
It's gold
but, like,
now.
It wasn't before.
How about
Gilded.
this? I'll give it a gold trim on like the arm portion of the claw. Like
No.
it'll have some ornamentation.
No.
It's
It is
brass.
Clothes are
It
gold.
is not
Solid gold.
It was actually a blackened material, similar to something like obsidian, but it had a closer texture to marble.
Okay.
That's weird.
I have to completely
it
redo my
was very
brain
odd.
wiring. I've been picturing this god awful like gold claw.
No, it was not like a massive like golden fork on a strap.
I was picturing like the Vega claw.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
I was picturing like an actual like gauntlet that you could wear.
I was
something
picturing,
with like
like-
pointy with like maybe like pointy fingers, like some type of like massive anime claw. You know what I mean?
No, I was thinking like a
Crackling
gold.
with energy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a weeaboo like gold claw
Yeah.
that you buy in the mall or something.
I was thinking more along the
those
lines
things.
of the Predator shit.
A
Nice.
little bit like that. Not as
Ah.
like crazy with the spikes though.
Not as flamberge.
All right.
Yeah.
In any
and
case.
it's one fixed piece.
In any case, she's sort of just looking over her gear and whatnot, and just says like, "Well, this is what Werner gave me. It suits my purposes. I don't ask for more than I'm given."
Get a spiked whip.
Dear Lord.
Oh mercy, they have families.
Not for long.
They're evil, but they have families.
They don't have them after you whip them anyways.
Oh god.
You could just
Oh,
whip
man.
them less times.
Oh man.
Just end it quicker.
You're
More
free to
humane.
peruse the markets, obviously.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
here the night.
Yeah, Gus nods in approval.
All right.
It is good that you are happy with your weapons, for you're a great warrior. And then he
Thanks.
walks, without any response, just walks away.
Okay, because she's
Okay.
no concept of praise.
So what is
Soldiers don't
Mara
come.
doing with her sudden vast amount of free time?
This is a stupid amount of free time.
It is. You have the entire day to do as you wish, and that is being like strict with your time. If everybody wish, you could stay here for several days.
There is a skinny buzzed drow leaving the inn currently, with a
Skaamos
goblin
is
bundled
nowhere
on her
to be
shoulder.
seen.
Yeah.
And the orc is heading for the door too to go travel out to the city.
All right. By the way, was Gus headed to like a market, snippy, just searching,
He's just kind of
carousing, perusing the town?
Yeah, man. He's just gonna go out there and see what's gonna happen. You know,
All right.
see where Torm takes him.
All right. He's wandering. So yeah, Mara, what are you?
So everyone else in the party has left the inn at this point.
Yeah.
She's going to double check and make sure of that. And
Val is not out yet. She's getting her info and finishing her drink. Skaamos stormed off like 2 minutes ago. So...
are there any members of the guard left, or?
Yeah. They're the 4 guardsmen. Gus had been talking to one of them, and they were actually having a pretty, like, energetic conversation. But all 4 of the guardsmen are still there. There are about 3 guardsmen scattered throughout the tavern, and then one of them is off who knows where with the man in rags.
Alright. She's going to approach who looks like probably the most senior of the guards that are left.
Okay. It's a little difficult to determine as they're all sort of hunched over their map.
Right. But these are Kingsmen, so typically where are they stationed? Like just out of...
Where are they stationed?
Yeah, typically.
The capital and the palace grounds.
Alright, that actually makes a lot of sense then.
Occasionally, they will make a patrol as a show of good faith to the people, or at the request of the king.
Maybe not them then.
Okay.
She's going to wait until Val collects her things, and then she will approach the barkeep.
All right, heading up to the man. You've heard this is Gareth Murr's famous striped post. Not much more than that. He greets you with a hearty cheer, now claiming Val's
Right.
glass.
Does he just have the one glass?
No, but there's no need for him to give more when he can just keep finishing up this one and then offering it again.
He's just trying to look busy. Isn't he?
Oh no, he's always busy. He's just good at being busy.
Ah.
Yeah. Just hello and welcome, guardsman. How can I help?
To start, I'll take a mug of the candied ale. It's just
5
down.
silver. First one's cheap.
Puts down a piece. And then, as she does that, it's just... so I would imagine that we're not the only adventurers you get through here.
Hardly. If you look around there, those Goliaths have been in town for about 3 days now. They've been taking on a whole lot of hunting jobs. If you are looking for a bit of beast slaying or some head hunting, you'll have some competition with a lot of them.
Not so much adventure, so much as information.
Ah!
Would you know of anybody who's been around the region of Taruna lately?
I believe we had a few traders come through. The usual types, loading up on stock after dumping supplies in Clashkeep. I think there's one man whose words I'd trust. What is it you were curious of?
Just word from home.
Home?
That's why she made sure no one was around.
Well, what's your take on it? I'd hate to offend. I know there's been trouble in that region.
It's more that I haven't been there in some time. I'm just curious what the state of things is. But
Well, if you must know, then you know the local politics of that place. A little tumultuous. I wouldn't be comfortable there, that's for sure. As far as I've heard, they're ready to throw just about anybody away, no matter the crime. They seem a little ready to pinch, I suppose.
and by they, you mean
Well, without a formal guard captain, everybody, including the law, just sort of lets the zealots have their way with it.
she's noticeably tensing. But
I take it you didn't leave on great terms with them.
you could say that.
Well, sorry to hear of it. The place is still standing, no fires as far as I've heard. But, no, that's That's the news of it. Unsettled and they're prone to snapping, particularly at travelers.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Well, not the happiest news I had hoped for, but thank you all the same.
Alright.
These traders you'd mentioned, any idea where I might find them if I could get more specifics?
Unfortunately, I believe you missed them by about 2 days. They were traveling towards the capital city.
Perhaps it's best I don't know then.
Maybe. You plan on going back there?
I wouldn't say plan.
Oh. Just be mindful. They've, like I said, been ready to snap.
Naturally.
What? Will you be needing a night?
Yeah. I'll need a room.
Alright. How many will that be? One for yourself? I saw you came in with your friends. They each inquired, but none settled on a price.
They're all leaving their fate to the tiefling. Or the... What
Oh.
they call them?
Tiefling.
Yes.
Alright.
I prefer to secure my position.
The colorful man is a bard, I take it?
How would you guess?
The colors.
Fair enough.
The fact that he is in fact a colorful man.
Yes.
It is sarcasm more than anything, but
Hey,
I would assume there's somewhere here I would be able to clean up.
Absolutely.
Then I'll secure...
We can have hot water drawn to your room if you'd like.
That would be marvelous.
luxury.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, she'll put the money down for that now. Just because, again, acid spat all over her.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
wants it done.
Will we be having you only for the night, or would you like to pay in advance for future accommodations?
Probably just for the night. If more, I'll let you know.
Alright.
It'll depend on the temperament of the party.
It'll be 3 gold.
Just plops it on the table.
Much appreciated. And you wanted a bath drawn?
Yes, please.
Alright, that'll be another 10 silver.
Very well. Throws another 10 silver up.
Much appreciated.
I'll do conversions later.
Yeah. It's 10 to 1, so. It's just, they put the bath in silver to coerce people to pay more.
Blech.
Just a tiny bit.
Marketing.
Cheap capital tactics. Bleed you dry here.
Oh, yeah.
Silver is just 1 gold.
It is.
Oh, well, that makes my life
But
easier.
it's a hot bath.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I was saying that because she was talking about conversions.
Yeah, I am just not familiar with the way that.
If you're
currency
looking
works.
for troublemakers or extra coin, there is the guild post. We actually have sanctioned jobs posted there. And if you're looking for a little bit of mercantile, we're connected to the trade network from Doll Hall via that little shopkeep there. And he points at a scraggly man behind a counter with his own built-up section of the inn.
Alright, well,
Seems he's trading a lot of like fruits and things that would be from the Tiefwood.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. When can I expect the bath to be drawn?
If you'd like, we could go ahead and see about having that drawn within the next half hour.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right. It will be coming up with some servants to your room.
Very well.
All right. Your room's second floor. You'll find it on the eastern portion. You'll know going up the steps.
Alright, thank you. Just, do I get a key or...
Yeah, you get a key, and it's got E8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now she's got a half hour to kill, but she'll back away from the counter and head towards the doors.
All right. To head out.
Yeah, just take a little browse, kill time.
All right. Back to Skaamos. You were charging out of.
Out of the bar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be talking to merchants, people who look like they just came off the road,
Okay.
who look like they're getting ready to go on the road. Asked about a man named Bodwin with one eye who dresses
There
like an elf.
are all sorts.
Just an alphabet.
Yeah, you're going to have to roll like an investigation for that.
Fucking alphabet.
That is 13.
All right.
It is my lucky number. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So is that 10 in total, or?
No, investigation is intelligence. I get
Oh,
plus
nice.
1 to that. That was a 12 plus 1, so
All
13.
right.
Math. Math.
All right. You are pestering as many merchants and traders as you can, travelers alike.
If any of them are selling paints and weaver's materials, I'm just going to buy those now.
Okay. You have about enough time to check 3 merchants for info. One of them is packed up. One of them is actually passing through, and one of them is actually running a stall with 3 small tables set up, each with different jewelry. Which one are you going to talk to first?
Not the jewelry guy. You're not the guy that's packing up.
All right. He largely just has sizable crates, about the size of like your torso, in all sorts of different shapes. But they do have a singular colored cloth running over each of them. No color repeating. And he's packing up the back of a wagon.
Alright, I'll pester him first.
All right. He's got a fairly simple outfit. He does have a ornate vest that has a very nice subtle pattern of gray, something like a paisley. He's got a brown leathered hat. One side is folded in, and there's a feather holding that.
What's that 13 get me?
It gets you a grizzled old man.
Fair enough.
He thumbs his vest as you approach, and it's just, "How can I help you, boy?"
So sorry to bother you when you appear to be so busy, but
"Only packing up. How can I help?"
I've been looking for a man. He seems to be with the relief efforts heading towards Doll Hall. Name of Baldwin.
What did the man look like? I'm
One
not
eye
terribly good
dresses
with...
like an elf, and badly.
Well, I'm not keen on elven cultures, so I can't say what's good or bad. But, can't say I recall the type.
Would you happen to know where anyone heading with the relief efforts to Doll Hall might be?
Yes. And he points at the bridge.
Thank you so much for your time, and I run at that bridge.
Okay, you run back to the bridge that you'd crossed to come here, and it's just a set of people traveling in and out, crossing the border of the Tiefwood.
Oh, I'm looking for him. I'm looking for him.
Okay.
I'm looking and asking. So,
Does Gus see this happening?
You see Skaamos almost frantically, like,
Okay.
having
Gus
conversations
is
with
in
people,
pursuit.
and then, like, running to the other side of town.
Yep, Gus is in pursuit for
So
sure.
that is a 2 on perception.
You think you mistook what the old man said?
Oh,
He doesn't know where this Bodwin is, or anybody who would know who this Bodwin is, maybe. He knows that the relief efforts that you were talking about were in the Tiefwood. So anybody who would be aiding in the relief efforts would be in the Tiefwood. So when he pointed at the bridge, it was, yeah, they're going that way.
Away, away. Away from where you are.
Skaamos is just gonna sit on, like, the side of the bridge and people watch for a minute or two. In
Alright.
some vain, desperate hope that he sees a one-eyed man dressed like an elf, so he can stab him on the side of the road.
Gus, you
Yep.
catch up in no time. Skaamos is looking a little distressed
Skaamos.
and a little under the weather.
Skaamos.
Hey, Gus.
Hi. You like bridges, huh?
Not particularly.
Oh.
I'm looking for a man, and I don't know where he is, and
Huh.
I think we missed him.
Well, we'll find him.
Thank you, Gus.
We'll find him. Come on back. Come on.
All right. Due to this heartfelt encounter,
Blunder, bros.
I will be letting you, Skaamos, roll luck.
Oh.
Is that just a base roll?
Yep, base roll. Do or don't.
17.
You see the beginnings of a convoy beginning to roll out of town, and there's something about it. You take a few seconds to take it all in, and on these wagons you see a single man dressed in fine robes fitted at both the shins and forearms so as to not drag or like droop. He's got a rather strange like pleated collar that runs all the way to the base of his head, and as you like take in all of these details, the livery, his fine clothes, when you finally get to his head, you see that this man is a tiefling. And he has a pair of horns, very broad, but thin, and they curl back over his head. He's not wearing any sort of hat, so they blend in almost perfectly with his black hair. And you take a second, you look at your hand, and he's the same color as you. That doesn't mean much, but you get a weird feeling from him. He's got jewelry hanging from his ears, like piercings. He looks like he's from the trade cities. And in just a few moments, the wagon that he's sitting sidecar on passes by.
Wait, what the fuck? Skaamos starts...
Was that him?
So Skaamos starts going after that wagon.
Was that him, friend?
I don't think so, but I think I know who that is.
Oh, he's a dog in traffic.
Yeah.
Gus is like, well, let's go get him.
All right.
Gus is a good
you're,
friend.
You're charging after him?
Bros.
Yeah, totally.
How do you think you know him?
I think that's my brother.
Okay. So you
I didn't notice he didn't have an eye, right? And he's not...
he had both of his eyes.
Cool!
He had both of his eyes. He had none of the like telltale markers of Bodwin.
Brother, wait,
but-
no!
Oh, fuck, does Skaamos even remember his brother's name?
Does he? The brother left at a very young age, but chasing after this man. What do you say? You're like running next to a wagon that's about to go on a bridge.
I just say,
How are
wait.
you getting his attention? You're just gonna flag him down?
Yeah, I'm saying,
What's your
wait.
last name?
Wait, wagon, wait!
I call out Ferdinand.
Ferdinand. All right, Gus is just calling for the entire convoy to stop. You're calling out Ferdinand, Ferdinand, no. And not much happens at first, but the wagon, taking heed of Gus's like call, does come to a stop. The wagon driver behind the one that you saw the man on is just, yes, we'll hold. We're law-abiding. That's Verner's sigil.
I'm
You
going
don't have
after the one
authority
that
in
the
these
man
spots.
is on.
It's just all the wagons have stopped, and now
Shit.
this like crotchety man is calling Gus out on not having the authority to tell him to do a damn thing until he's crossed that bridge.
Gus waits till he's done saying
Yeah.
things, then he just stares at him and
It's
says,
just, hey, Sonny, you
but
can't
Torm
stop
said
me.
I should stop you.
Tom.
Yep.
Tom.
My God.
Wait,
Oh,
that's
no.
yeah.
Evolutionary logic,
All
no!
right. He starts snapping his finger. If you're some sort of holy roller, who's Tom?
The God of the Forge.
Ah.
And this is where Gus starts to preach.
Well, I'll be having no crossings with the God of the Forge. I need forgemen to handle the... What?
Good.
Why? Why are you... And
Because-
he's just like
yeah,
stammering
yeah.
on.
Good, that's fine,
While you,
that's fine.
you keep him busy.
That's fine.
Skaamos, I assume you head to the wagon that was in the lead where you saw this man.
Yeah.
All right, you head up, and this man is deep in conversation with the man who's actually driving this wagon. He's using a lot of what is it? Like extensive hand gestures when he's talking. He's a little flamboyant. Now that you can actually get a glimpse of him when he's not moving so much, he's got bracelets on the fitted portions of his forearms and several rings. He's in the midst of a conversation. How do you?
I've been screaming Ferdinand for probably 3 minutes now. Did he ever...
No, I mean you've just been running after him for 20 seconds.
So he's not picking up on the fact that
He
someone...
just hears somebody yelling Ferdinand, or Ferdinand, however you would.
Do I remember my brother's name?
Do you? I won't make you roll for that.
I would say he would, only because, while it was a long time ago, it was specifically something he wasn't supposed to talk about. So, of course, he remembers.
Okay, well, his sister would have definitely had to have told you the name. Samir.
I call out Samir.
And the man just stops for a second. I'm sure you're right next to, where he's sitting at this point. It's just, pardon. He looks over. And how can I help you, sir? You were the one shouting, yes?
Holy shit.
First Ferdinand and now Samir. Are you going to continue shouting,
I'm
Samir?
Skaamos.
That's nice. I'm Louis Montclair.
At that point, he just kind of stops, looks kind of dejected. Do you know Samir?
What is your connection with anyone named Samir?
He's my brother.
Ah, so where are you from?
The Trade City.
Okay. And why are you here?
That's a really long list of reasons. Suffice to say...
Just give me the short of it.
I ran. Things went bad in the Trade City. Someone stole something from me. I chased them. I shouldn't have.
And what did they steal?
My sitter.
And what's the importance of this silly little musical instrument?
It's the single most valuable thing I've ever owned. And the only thing that I could... The only connection I ever had to what I would have called my family.
So you had no one growing up?
I had Corey.
Your sister?
Yep.
Well, that's a sad tale. You know where the cittern is?
I know a man named Bodwin has it, with one eye dressed like an elf somewhere here in town or in the Tiefwood.
What happened to your family?
I don't know. They left.
Hmm.
Three tieflings to a bunch, and they decided to cut their losses. Left us.
And so what, you had an older brother named Samir?
Yep.
And what do you know of him?
Only that I'm not supposed to meet him. I'm not supposed to talk about him. And only that he, like me, is a tiefling from the Trade City.
Well, I hope that one day all of these little sad tales you've spun me reach a happy ending. This cittern, where is it leading you? You're chasing it, yes?
It's either here in town or heading back towards Clash Keep down the road to Velka.
At this point, he almost with a little bit of showmanship coughs and regains his composure that he had before he started talking down to you like he was. Well, it may be good of you to know that that cittern is very likely on its way to Clash Keep.
Oh.
But I think that's enough of us talking. You'll be there?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, you have a nice little day. Is your name again?
Skaamos.
You have a nice day, Skaamos.
You too, sir. And I leave.
The wagon moves on as soon as Gus stops.
And that's
heckling.
when I killed the kobold!
Damn it!
All right, Sonny, but I don't see what this has anything to do with you stopping me on the side of the road.
I grab Gus by the shoulder and I start. Come on, buddy. Let's go.
Okay. Nice to meet you, sir. In Torm's name, may you pass in this realm in safety.
I'm glad for having your blessing, but I don't think I needed it.
And he just briskly walks away with his friend.
All right.
Hey everyone, Tyler here again. Welcome to episode 10. Finally getting to the end of our story here for season 1. Once again, in the middle of our episode here, I have a few announcements to make, and we'll get back to the rest of the show. First up, I want to take another minute to thank our friends at BattleBards.com who have provided the amazing music and soundscapes you've been listening to. BattleBards is an amazing resource for any Dungeon Master looking to spice up their home game or podcast with music, sound effects, weather, battle sounds, and more. You can use the coupon code CAMPFIRE or the link in the description when you create your own account for a discount off BattleBards Prime, which gives you full streaming access to over 3,400 tracks. Again, that's coupon code CAMPFIRE, one word, no spaces, or the link in the description below. Have a question for the show, about the show, or for the cast? Want to send memes at us, or you actually want to know when season 2 is going to happen? Hit us up on the CNE Facebook page, which is also down in the description below. For all of you who have continued to stick with us through these past months, I would like to personally thank you. This has been quite a project, and many of us have had, lives in the interim. I've recently moved to full-time employment for the man, so it's been difficult to find time to edit the podcast, but we've all managed, so thank you. Alright, that's all I really wanted to say. Episode 11 will be going up October 29th. We'll see you all then.
So, cutting away from those charades, what's Val up to?
She's buying more soap.
Okay.
People keep using all of my fucking soap.
Okay.
Yeah, you should probably just kind of buy that in bulk.
How much is a box?
Are you actually asking a merchant? Because there is that little trade outpost in the inn.
Yes.
Okay. A wispy man comes up as you ring the bell, above all the racket and background noise of the inn.
Impressive.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little loud enough bell. It's high pitched. But you catch his attention. He turns about. Spectacled man, wiry, thin. He has a vest, a long shirt, and simple pants. Aside from that, there's no notable marker of this man, on his person. Bit of a long nose, if anything. But he scurries up to the counter. How can I help you?
I need soap.
All right. In what size? Are you a merchant?
No. Traveler.
Okay. So I suppose individual?
A box. I'm with a party.
A box.
They keep using.
Well, that'll be
all of mine.
8 or 20.
Get 20.
How much is 20?
Well, 20 fine soaps or
Just soap.
all right, simple washing soaps. Let me see. He flips open a small pocketbook that he had on him. Yes. I believe 8. Traveler price. Sorry, we have discounts for merchants, and that's the price I have listed. I have to. That would be 8 silver.
Just plop 8 silver on the desk.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And he offers you a small box. It's filled with hay, but there's 8 blocks.
Okay. So let's see, that is 8. So I just got a box of 8?
Yes.
That's fine.
hopefully I can make that last longer than a day. You people are fucking filthy.
Swigs is gonna eat it.
I don't think that.
You're gonna tell her it's made out of animal fat, and she's gonna eat it.
I need to clean the insides.
Oh no!
I need to pause after that.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
Alright,
Jess,
alright.
why?
So is there what else are you doing, Val? What else are you up to?
Okay. Oh God.
So you purchased soap. Will you be purchasing anything else from this man?
Are there other things that I need? Hold on. We're heading back. I probably already used my 4 days of rations.
Yeah. If you use all the rations, if nothing else, because you were actually also feeding Swigs,
Yeah.
who is starting to get a little anxious as she's been surrounded by noise and swaddled this entire time. So she's squirming a little bit, but she's not unmanageable.
Okay. I'm gonna get a restock on rations and then probably like a candy or something like that.
Okay, how many rations?
Probably the same as I had before. 4.
Okay, it runs you no more than like 16 copper to get simple rations.
16 copper is
1 silver, 6 copper.
1 silver and 6 copper. Okay, so 1
Yeah,
copper.
and these are sizable rations. Each one of these is easily a lunch.
Okay.
As for the candy, the man offers you a small pouch of hard candy.
Okay. And how much is that?
That'll be 2 silver.
2 silver. Okay, spend that. Alright. Thank you, and I will be...
Appreciate your business. Please come back.
Thank you. And I'm just gonna head out.
Yeah, he just
Still
returns
kind of
to
like
his shop.
red on the nose. Probably hasn't touched a pint of anything in like 20 years.
Something.
I forgot that I hated how this hurt my head so much.
That part hasn't kicked in yet, but you're swimming a little bit. You got a little
Yeah.
bit of buzz. Your senses are a little deadened, but it's not so bad.
Yeah.
So that'll be what you're doing for now. Or?
I'm gonna get out of the noise.
Okay. So you're going to step away out of the striped inn and away from the main road.
Yeah.
All right. You find a hillside, not too far away.
Yeah.
It is much quieter than the trade road.
Okay.
All right. And I take it you'll be spending your time there with Swigs.
Yes.
All right. You
Get her to stretch her legs for a bit.
Yeah, you placate her, keep her safe, and you spend a good amount of time there.
Yeah.
Mara, how are you?
Is there anyone? She's outside, kind of towards like where the traders are and whatnot.
Yeah.
Is there anybody who looks like they're selling any books?
One actually. Though you could only tell because seeing the inside of his wagon, he has a small stack of them. He's got a whole bunch of oblong boxes, no taller, no wider than like chest proportions, and they each have a colored cloth on them.
All right, and I'm assuming there's no like library or anything. It's just that's the guy.
Yeah, no, he seems like he's packing up, but you saw books in the back of his wagon.
All right, she's gonna go up to him and say, "Excuse me, you sell books?
Yes, I do.
These all fiction? Any historical?
Largely factual texts.
All right.
Were you hoping for some fairy tales?
No, not fairy tales at all.
Okay.
I'm looking more for records or any sort of history about
Records, history.
right the Tiefwood, particularly the northern part with the mountains, Taruna.
Ah. Well, that's quite a specific request.
It need not be an entire book on it, just if it mentions it.
Well, I can't claim to have read every book I sell, but let me see. It's been some time since I've peddled any historical text, so 1 minute. I expect you're a trustworthy lot. You won't be running away with a small troop of children in many of my crates.
She flashes the sign of Werner's sigils, naturally.
All right, then. Do watch out for those young ones. Absolute rapscallions. He steps into the back of his wagon. You hear the shuffling of like entire stacks of books until finally the creak of the chest opens, and he starts sorting through individual tomes. This takes something around 10 minutes before he's compiled a list that he's comfortable offering to you. But after his collection, you see one absolutely battered tome, and two, one in red bindings, leather, another in a simple, like, packed cloth binding. Now, this one here, the paperback, that is a general history on the formative years of the Teethwood. This leather-bound one is the copy of a manuscript of a man who had traveled the Teethwood for some time. Though I will state now, it's more in regards to his journey, less in regards to the history of the Teethwood, though he has some interesting notes on several of the cities. Lastly, this battered parchment here. It's a shame to say I never got to copying it down and having it published proper, but this is the original of a city planning manuscript. I'm not savvy to the details, but as far as I'm aware, this has something to do with the musings of an architect that was responsible for much of the city planning, and not only in Dal Hall, Clash Keep, but also Taruna.
I see. What was the first one about again? Just general history?
Yes, general history of the formative years.
And do any of these make any mention of perhaps like fantastic creatures or oddities of the Teethwood? Or is it
the journal? The leather-bound one there? Plenty of spectacular involvements. Many of them are believed to have been falsities, unfortunately. But that is only because of their strange, peculiar, and often fantastic nature.
how much?
The man says at one point, sorry, for an example, he mentions encountering a manticore, of all things, over in the trade cities.
How much for all three?
Oh, I would have to price them individually first. As for the formative years, that one is fairly simple. 5 gold. I don't have many copies of these. As for the journal, the red leather bound, that one's harder to come by. I've only seen several prints myself. 12. And as for the manuscript, though it is absolutely battered, that would be another 20 gold, as it is a first edition, and I've no certainty that there is another copy.
So 5, 12, and 20.
Yes,
37.
that would be it then.
She hands him 37 gold.
Oh,
Doesn't even attempt to haggle.
much obliged. Good day to you. Will there be any more services you'll be needing of a kindly book owner such as myself?
No, this will do just fine, thank you.
Alright. If you ever need something again, please let me know.
Sure.
I'd love to have such distinct and refined business.
Alright.
He gives as small a bow as a peasant could before continuing packing his items.
Small bow and walks back to the inn, thinking the bath's probably drawn by now.
Oh, probably. Gus, you up to anything aside from bending the ear of a crotchety man?
Feeling really satisfied that he got to tell like his life story twice in one day. He probably walks into the just the mercantile area
Okay.
of the inner court of the city.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm sure he'll toss a couple gold to get some more rations.
All right.
He'll probably, smile, accept whatever price. He's not. He's
Yeah.
he's not a
One
haggler.
of the guys sells you up to 7 silver.
Cool.
But he loads your rations up with
Sure.
fresh cuts that'll preserve well. Pre-preserved jerky of a different type. Several breads said to, once you crack them open, be as fresh as the day they were cooked. And he loads it up with, lastly, a small confection of his own design. A bar.
A boar.
That
Is it
is-
like a pig?
It's a...
Boar?
The confection, as he referred to it, is loaded with nuts, berries,
Bar.
soaked in honey, and topped in grated salt.
He just sold you a granola bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gus is just in amazement that one could
Yeah.
take these oats that are usually in piles and could make it into a bar.
In such a raw form.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no. And he sells you 6 of these.
Cool. He takes them. 6 of them. You bet.
Alright.
Cool. Moving on, he just kind of looks around and finally, he just can't contain, his excitement any longer, and he allows himself to the pleasantries of trying to find a weapon shop.
Alright. It's not hard to hear the clang of steel over,
Oh, yeah.
the busyness of the market street.
Mhm.
But sure enough, you find an open-air blacksmith.
Okay.
A 2-story thing
Ooh.
with large wooden pillars of a dark, lacquered material
Okay.
supporting the structure. And there's a pair of blacksmiths running the shop. One man, one woman.
Okay.
The man is there's not a hair on his body apart from his beard.
Oh.
He is glistening in his sweat, toiling away at shaping a sword.
Ah, yeah.
And there's a woman, and she has a pair of massive pliers in hand, and she is forming a heated portion of steel around a shield.
Nice. My kind of people.
Oh,
All right. I go up and greet. Hi, my name is Gus.
oh, Gus,
Hi.
will you be a customer today?
I'd like to. I wanted to see your wares.
If you'd like armor, speak to Yilda. If you'd like weaponry, speak to me.
All right. Yilda, show me what you have.
Oh, so be it. He goes back to his sword.
Aww.
We'll get to him later.
Okay,
He's busy. He's busy.
He is.
They're all busy.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to see the armor. That was the fighting style I chose. It was
Okay.
defense, so.
Nice.
All right.
All right, and
That's fighting style.
she sets the pliers aside as the metal she was forming begins to cool.
Mhm.
Just, damn it! All right, what do you need?
My name is Gus. I wanted to see what armor you have.
Armors? I have all types. Could you be any more specific?
Let me see your best armor.
My best.
Your best armor.
Well, show me your coin.
Gus shows all 51 gold pieces he has,
Oh, darling.
smiling proudly at the amount of shinies he has.
That won't earn you my best. But what type of armor?
Heavy, probably.
Can I? Oh, yeah.
A scale like
He
what you have
points,
now?
He points at his scale now. And he's like, something better.
I could work it better than that. Looks like you've worn that in quite a bit. I see a few spear strikes. That from that kobold on your shoulder?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was a
well
good
done.
fight. It was a good
Well
fight.
done. I'm sure there were many.
Oh, yeah.
How big was the hive?
There are 5 of them, and me.
That's quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure next time you see your armor smith, you give them thanks.
Oh, I made it.
Really now?
Yep.
That's not bad craftsmanship.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you think at some point you might be able to help me? How long are you going to be in town?
Gus doesn't recollect the amount of knowledge that was given to him.
I don't think it was discussed.
It wasn't.
We kind
so
of
he
all
just-
got
he
to
just-
the
he-
inn and
he-
split up.
Okay, in response, because he doesn't want to waste any time with it, Gus is like, I'll be here. Just kind of, but
All right, then.
I know not how long.
Would you be comfortable selling me a trade?
Okay. Sure. Perhaps for good armor, I could do good work.
How about this? I'll go ahead and give you a sizable discount if you can help me finish out this batch of
All
shields.
right. Gus takes off his pack. Takes his shirt off. His rippling muscles showing.
All right. Set your things on that table. Don't flex too much. You'll make the big man feel bad.
All right.
Bara orc.
Takes up his warhammer. Well, first he takes off his fake beard.
Okay. Okay.
Because he doesn't want to burn that, obviously.
The real beard underneath.
Yeah, small, sad scruff on his chin underneath.
I'm sure it's not too bad.
Well, I thought that was the idea. Was he's trying to compensate?
Okay.
Because he's from a dwarven society.
That's probably
That's
like a
fair.
normal
That's
human
fine.
You know
size
what?
beard.
You know what? Even if it was a decent
But-
beard by his standards, he's probably like, no, it's not enough.
But like the fake beard goes all the way down to
Yeah.
his belt.
Yeah, that's the idea. That's it.
All right. He doffs his beard
Yeah.
with the rest of his armors.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. He's like, he puts his his bag down. He puts his armor down, and then on top of it, just gently rests his beard,
Okay.
his
Okay.
prized possession.
Oh, dear.
All right. So
Papa made this for me.
He made it out of a fox he shot with his crossbow.
Oh man. Okay. All right. So you're helping her.
All right.
I'm
Cool.
not a redhead.
All right. So go ahead and roll your craft.
Oh shit! All right.
But I appreciated the gesture a lot.
18.
Oh, fuck.
Plus,
Wow. Okay. Not bad.
Was that?
Are
Is
you
that?
proficient in Smith's tools?
considering your
what-
background.
Yeah,
you
my
should be.
background I should.
Yeah,
be.
because you're a guild artisan, and that gets you a proficiency, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's what plus proficiency? For
It would just
tool checks.
it would be I believe intelligence.
Yeah.
That's
that's a
terrible.
19.
So it's, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
19.
And that's with proficiency.
Well, that'd be my proficiency bonus is 2, so that'd bring me up to 20, and then my intelligence -1.
Oh. All right. All right. Yeah. There you go.
So you get a
Still,
+1.
solid roll. You are helping her crank out these shields like nothing else. In just a few hours, you have finished the ones that she had prepped, all in different stages,
Oh, cool.
and you begin setting them up for her to form. Just like stacking the woods together, getting the center point in, the handle set,
Okay.
and then it just comes to her finishing it. And with your help, she actually manages to finish something like 8 shields
Oh, cool.
over the
Cool.
course of the night.
Well, I feel really confident in my skill and my orc sweat and hanging out with big burly people. I feel like
Oh, yeah.
Gus feels like he's had like a full day. Like he's
Laura
like,
is
you
a
know.
delicate
Oh,
little
yeah.
flower.
Ding, ding. Torm be praised! He shouts every now and then to the probably the Shirin of everyone.
Yeah, no. The lady groans, Yilda groans.
Yeah.
The man whose name you don't get,
Sure.
she just keeps calling him the big one,
Sure,
or like any other version of that.
sure.
And he chuckles anytime you give your little oath.
Yeah.
But he largely stays focused on his own work.
Okay, cool.
And you will have earned yourself a mighty discount when
Excellent.
it comes to the purchasing of these items. So
Excellent,
think on what you want.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Some half plate or something.
Yeah,
It is-
definitely.
it
I'm gonna
is-
try.
It is getting towards the ends of the night. Let's just continue the nonsense. Skaamos, what are you up to at the end of the night?
Alright,
Like,
before
The sun is started to set.
before I make it back to the inn, I want to buy a new set of paints and another weaver's set. I'm not going to be fancy about it. It's here in the book. It's 11 gold.
Okay.
I will buy fancy new thread later
All right.
when he feels less dejected.
You have to search for a merchant for a little while. You have to let them set up at the end of the night. It seems like there are quite a few locations that people already know about where they set up. Val, you end up actually having to move because a lot of the wagons actually use the surrounding like grasslands as campgrounds.
Yeah.
So having
by the time
swigs
like
running
night
around would get
starts
too
to
much.
set over, by the time like evening sets in, I head back to the inn.
Okay, yeah. So you'll be moving. That won't be a problem. But Skaamos, you actually end up perusing some of like these tiny little pocket markets that all these travelers make, and you find one of traveling folk, much like the one that you had passed who had settled down in that no-named, like, little town at the edge of Dahl Hall.
From whom I spent all the rest of my gold.
Yep.
Nice.
But you notice these folk, and you notice one in particular as the head of this traveling group.
I go straight up to him.
Hello, traveler. How can I help you?
I'm in need of weaving and painting supplies.
Weaving and painting supplies. Quite the artisan, aren't you? Alright. Well, go ahead and come with me. You know the price of these things, I'm certain. Is your cloak there? It's...
I palm him 11 gold.
Yes. Unfortunately, we don't have spares, so you'll be paying at a premium to go ahead and get these off our current artisans. I'm sure you understand.
Persuasion!
Yeah, these are traveling folk. They're
They're
swindlers.
cunts, I know.
You have to. You
They'll
can't
steal
just
your
give
toilets.
him the gold.
That is an 18.
Okay, that's pretty good. How do you coerce him?
Every time he starts saying something I don't like, I start taking a little gold piece out of my palm.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, oh, I understand, but, the markets haven't fully been set up yet, so, it might be best before the night goes forward to just, get a little solid, clean business through. Real nice and easy like.
Yes, I see where you're coming with that, and I'll tell you what. I won't blow up the price on you, but you won't be paying full. We'll go ahead and see what we can scratch together for full kits at the very least.
I appreciate it.
Please, go ahead, entertain the children. You might find they know more stories than you. And as you turn around, there is like a throng of these traveler children in mismatched, like, tunics, robings, and other strange clothes, all of different colors. And they're just beaming up at you with, like, small trinkets in their hands, and a few of them, like, small instruments that you could just make out in the wild.
That is fucking adorable. Okay. Skaamos gets out the fiddle while they put his things together.
Skaamos
Okay,
might be a
okay.
bard, but Tyler is still a bleeding heart.
And then they all get their daggers.
And they shank you!
Alright, now remember, you want to hold it this way and go straight for the kidney.
Daddy taught us to go straight through.
Oh man, yeah, your daddy taught you right.
You keep hitting it till it don't give no more.
Christ!
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
No,
how sweet.
he'll,
How sweet.
he'll entertain them for a while. Just playing small songs.
Alright, you go on your songs. And the kids are largely following. Like, a few of them even begin to sing along with their fragile voices. Others, dancing around with one another, being rather playful. You're making sure none of them touch your bags.
Yes.
But as long as you are changing the song frequently enough, they're not getting bored and touchy. A few of them start to play their little instruments to try and pitch in, but overall it's a fairly good show. It doesn't take too long, but the head of this little traveling band comes with a pair of lacquered boxes. These were the best we could do. I'm sure you'll find them serviceable for what it is you'll be doing.
Alright, I check them really quick.
They are full. A few, like, odds and ends missing, and not too many spare needles.
I can make work with this.
But you have enough paints to make do.
And thread?
Yeah, no, plenty of thread.
Perfect.
Alright.
Thank you so much.
Have fun on your travels, darling.
You too. And I keep playing as I head back to the inn.
Alright. And you hear them snap and just hits. And the kids stop wandering away from the campgrounds. They were just gonna wander with you and cause problems.
Fucking Pied Piper.
Oh no.
Well, it's more like the kids were gonna use him as a cover.
Oh Lord!
And that is how the bard becomes the leader of a band of rogues.
Yes!
And takes over the city.
It wouldn't have been intentional, but one or two definitely have sticky palms. Alright.
I'll let someone else go for a little bit. But Skaamos is going to go to the inn intent on playing on that stage tonight.
Alright, we'll have a
Skaamos,
moment
the new
for that.
Thieves Guild leader.
The new Thieves Guild.
Is he the sneakiest one here? Actually, he can't do that at all.
It's like, no, he just managed to convince all these children to steal for him.
Well...
Type of Oliver Twisttail.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
Skaamos.
Val, you notice people are building these campgrounds, these little mini markets of theirs, and you promptly bundle up swigs and get to the inn.
Yeah.
What'll you be doing?
Since Skaamos isn't here to make good on his promise, I'm probably gonna get myself a room.
Okay. Alright.
Making his way uptown to the inn.
Alright. You get in, you find Gareth. He's servicing a small group of patrons, but seeing that you have, like, coin in hand and you are ready to pay, and just waiting at the bar, he clears up with them and is just, alright, how can I help?
Can I get a room?
Ah, a room. That'll be 5 gold.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Would you like a hot bath drawn? Or any other luxuries sent to the room?
I'll take the bath.
Alright, that'll be another 2 gold.
6, 7.
And just place that on the counter.
Thank you kindly.
A neat little stack.
Goes up in price.
Yeah, he warned
Al
you.
doesn't know that.
It's fair.
Shrews.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know the original number. All she knows is she's getting a room and a bath.
Yep. Would you like the bath drawn sooner?
No, I can wait.
Alright. Any time in the night? Say in a few hours? If you'll just be waiting there throughout the night, we'll just have it sent up.
Okay.
Alright. You have a good one.
You too.
Take care of the little one. You have any sweets for them?
Yes, I just got some.
Lovely. Alright. He just sends you off with a smile and a nod. You find your room soon enough. As you're going up the stairs to your room, you look down at the key he handed you. And it actually has 9E on it. So when you go to the stairs, you see on a small placard at the base 1 to 5 E and W with a small arrow pointing to either side. And then once you get up the first set of stairs on the second floor, there's another placard with arrows E, arrow W, with, I said 1 to 5 in the first floor, right? So that's 6 to 10.
Okay, so I'm going through the side with 6 to 10 E
Yes.
and looking for 9.
Yeah, you head that way, you hit 9, you head in, and it's more spacious than you'd expected. It's a fully, fledged room. There's a carpet, a small chest, an end table for your belongings, several candles ready, some waiting in the desk, of course. There's silverware in the end table. There's several shelves for your items, goods. You can throw your things just about anywhere you want. There's a large enough bed for you and Swigs to stretch out fully. A mattress, rather nice. A small table with a pair of chairs. And a small window looking out into the alley and a portion of the Merchant Street. You can actually just barely see the bridge that brought you to Longbrook. Yeah, that is the room. Carpet,
Okay.
mattress, furniture.
I'm going to set my bag down and I'm going to unswaddle Swigs.
Alright. And she stretches out immediately and then just drops to the floor, rolls a little bit, and then just lays out.
assuming that one's tired. All right.
It was getting stuffy.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It was crowded. I didn't know what else to do.
I'm just glad no one bothered us.
Me too. It's getting really tired of that happening.
Are we gonna have food?
I have food.
Okay. Pardon my cough.
All right. I'm going to feed Swigs and myself, and then. Yeah, no. Gripping audio. Anyways. I'm going to feed Swigs, and then I'm going to... Do I have any paper on me? Anything like that?
You have the cloth from the rations.
Yeah, fuck, good enough. Something to write with.
You need charcoal. Charcoal or chalk. Like a soft chalk.
I don't have either of those things.
Alright.
Okay, never mind. Unless there's, like, stuff on the desk for that, but, I doubt
There is no parchment, but there was a quill in one of the drawers.
Okay. I'm going to use that.
Right.
Assuming there's ink here.
There was.
Okay, good. I'm going to write a basic alcohol... not alcohol. What is that? I've got other things on my mind, apparently.
Picturing like organic chemistry, like charts. Just write out a basic alcohol structure.
He's just
I'm
pinning
gonna-
them all over the wall.
Yeah.
They start to look like a conspiracy board.
Oh, no. I put out each of the basic characters for the common alphabet,
Okay.
and then I show them to the goblin.
Alright, and you're
That's a
basically, you're
name.
actually teaching Swigs the
Yes.
alphabet.
Yes.
Oh no!
Alright, you'll have to make 2 intelligence checks, 1 charisma check.
Okay.
I'm assuming teaching is not a profession you have. Alright, these are
So this
only
is
the
just
stats.
this is just intelligence.
2 intelligence, 1 charisma.
First intelligence roll 10.
Alright, you're not delivering it terribly well.
Second
Let's see some
intelligence
retention.
roll, 18.
Alright, what you do get across is sticking rather well, and now for your charisma roll.
Okay. That's a +3. Oh, come on!
Hey, you tied with Swigs.
Is that synergy?
No.
Fuck. Well, that was 6.
Okay. You after a brief discussion with Swigs, you know you're gonna have to go through this a few more times. Like this exact lesson,
Yeah.
is a little hard.
Okay.
Not fully sinking in. It's hard to tell how young she actually is.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll up the parchment and tie it at both ends, and I'm gonna have her keep that just to review it every once in a while.
You want me to just hold it
Yeah, look at it from time to time if you can.
and do what?
Just memorize it if you can.
Try.
Yeah.
Swear to God, if she uses as a napkin in like one of these scenes,
I would be so disappointed.
you said to wipe my hands.
And she looks at you like with a little bit of concern in her eyes, like she's a little like nervous about this whole learning process.
Well,
like, she's
Val
just a
is
bundle of
maternal.
nerve.
I am very much not.
Yeah. She looks
Out
at
of
you,
character. I fucking hate children.
and she says, I'll try, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm not good at this.
It'll make it easier for you to find your way around.
Alright. She stows it in her ever-growing assortment of clothes that she's wearing all at once.
I need to get her a bag.
Alright. So, Gus, you're rather busy
Oh,
with
yeah.
the blacksmith.
Ting, ting, ting.
Now, we're at Mara.
I suppose so.
Yeah, Mara. How are you closing the night?
I would assume at this point she's gotten back to the room
Okay.
and is
You see rather nice furnishings. Actually better than anything that you'd paid for in the Teefwood. Werner's Keep has better accommodations, but that's a lord's keep.
Yeah, she's not picky.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming at this point also the bath has been drawn. And
Yeah, it did not take you that long. We're rewinding a little bit in the
Yeah,
timeline to get to where you were, because you didn't do a lot that would take up a ton of time. But as you walk in, there's a copper tub, and there is a servant waiting outside your room to call on water.
All right.
How can I help? You'll be needing water, yes?
Yes, please.
Anything else? Would you like anything sent to your room, or ales?
If you have soaps or anything of the nature, then that'd be great.
We can purchase some from the in-house market.
Perfect.
Okay, and we are fine to put that on your tab?
Yes, of course.
Anything else?
No, that's all for now.
Alright. I'll go ahead and have that sent for. We'll draw the water soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And they scurry off. If you care to watch, they do in fact go to the market, then Gareth, and then they collect one other lady, and they doesn't take long for them to get the water to your room with the packaged soap.
Alright, great.
The merchant said that would be something like, I believe, 3 silver.
She just hands over 3 silver.
Alright.
Okay.
You don't know it. They were totally jacking up that price.
That's a baby spider. Out of game. Sorry.
Oh no, Arachnus.
Please no.
Roll die to attack.
Arachnus is
Oh
big.
no!
It's like an ant size. I'm just gonna let it be.
Alright. So,
Anyway.
Until we set this entire office on fire.
so
Please no.
you're going to enjoy a nice hot bath soap.
Get all the acid out from all the nooks and crannies
yeah.
behind the ears, all that bullshit.
It's a very welcome experience
Shit.
after starting the day with being, well, kind of
Covered in
exploded
filth.
on.
I want it known that this day started with a bath and is ending with a bath because it's just so fucking bad.
Like
It
both
was a
Val
rough day.
and Mara are desperately trying to stay as clean as possible through this entire trek.
I mean, with how much you guys regularly get paid, you can afford it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Anyway, yeah, she's gonna clean up real quickly, change into common clothes, not back into her armor,
Alright.
and then
Gonna carry the belt with the mark, or no?
yes, the belt with the mark,
Okay.
and at least the rapier on the belt. But that's about it.
Alright.
But then
fairly formal.
she'll go
relax.
downstairs with one of the books that she just bought,
Okay, which one?
the
of the
general
three?
history book.
Okay, that one is actually very easy to digest. Well preserved. You would expect that this book was probably copied in no less than like 3 years. So it's a pretty recent manuscript. It's not hard to understand. It's in the common dialect. It is dense as a history book, though. So you're just gonna take the night to read over that.
She was taking it down to the bar to go read and
Okay.
get some food.
Nice. All right. So it takes a little bit because the bar is beginning to crowd as the night comes. This entire place is getting loud. There are small acts being performed on the stage. You see, like, the head mistress of the bar, like, throwing a few coins to anybody willing to give a performance.
I mean, she travels around a
Fuck, I
lot.
didn't
She's
talk
used
to
to
the lady.
noise.
Yeah.
Used to noise, used to loud soldiers and barracks and all the natural. So she's not too
Yeah.
deterred by
After
it.
a bit, you get a place at the bar, and enough so you're actually at the end of the bar to claim for yourself enough to read the book and have a meal.
Great.
Yeah. Going big? How much you spending?
Throw down like 4 gold.
All right. Gareth comes over. All right. Will that be candied ale and a fine meal, or just a, fine meal?
You've won me with the ale.
All right. That's. Nah. So, you prefer meats, cheeses?
Whatever you recommend, I'll leave it to you. Seems like she's more keen on getting into the book.
All right. A house plate with nothing but the good stuff. I'll have that out in just a few.
Great.
It takes something like 20 minutes for the food to actually be, like, prepared. Your drink comes out immediately, as Gareth is on that shit. I almost slipped into his voice there.
I'm on that shit.
I'm on that shit.
You just used his voice, and I don't remember what the voice is. So that's what came out.
Yeah, fair. The meal is actually like what looks like a wheel of cheese, like the upper half of a wheel of cheese baked onto like torn meat over potatoes and greens. It looks hearty, but it looks good and it smells good.
Mara is fine with this. Jess is lactose intolerant. Severely lactose
And
intolerant.
I am
just recall that cheese triggers the same part of your brain as hard drugs.
That's why they coat all their food with it.
Oh yeah, no, it's fucking. It's kind of weird to think that cheese addiction can indeed be a thing.
Yeah, no. But getting to it, like the upper half of this wheel of cheese is melting onto the rest
That's
of
called France, my friend.
Alright. Well, she's just gonna kind of be picking at this, but mostly trying to read into the book.
All right, give us an intelligence check.
This is the thing that I'm afraid of.
You can actually give it a history check.
You
I
okay?
mean, int is 0, but
Okay.
this is a character decision.
Got it.
That's a flat 6.
All right, it's gonna take you to actually finish the book to really glean something from this. But from what you can tell, this is a reputable enough book. They're getting their facts straight. What you know lines up with what this book knows, and anything that doesn't is proven true in this book.
Alright, yeah.
So as you're getting through it, you know that this is legit. All right.
As much as a soldier understands that a book is legit.
So to close the night and end the episode, no pressure,
Yay!
Skaamos,
Hello.
we come to you.
All right.
I believe a performance is in order.
Skaamos comes back to the inn, sees people up on the stage,
Yeah, there's
Kinda
several
chuckles.
like
kind of chuckles to himself.
the entire audience is participating in these stage games. Like they have props on stage, games on stage. They have people doing things regularly, but everybody's taking turns, and the head waitress is throwing coins at the people that go on stage. Small coin, but coin nonetheless.
Okay. Skaamos will go back up to the bar.
You gonna get Gareth's attention?
Yeah.
All right, you're back, feathered friend. How can I help? The hat.
Feathers.
The hat.
Oh, that. Yeah, that's not actually mine. I don't know where that came from. He just
Oh.
tosses it.
Oh dear.
Well, never mind.
You got hit in the head with a pheasant.
Dire pheasant.
Oh no.
Where, pheasant?
Gawk.
I was highly considering taking up some time on your stage if you would be
Well,
so inclined.
if you'd like to, go ahead.
Just wanted to. What kind of performance would you care for?
Me? I don't give a damn. Go ahead and ask the.
Well, I simply. Sorry, I do this a lot. I find it best to communicate. Do you want something to draw more people in? Not that you seem to have a problem with that. Or do you want something that'll put people in the bottom of their cups?
Well, my ale sells itself, and this inn sells itself. So you won't have to worry about that. Play the audience, get a good energy going, and we'll see about how much you earn. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. I take it this may be one of your first outings at such a big inn. You know, we're famous. And he's just like thumb pointing at the banner on his barrel.
The first one that people have yet to throw stones. And he starts making his way towards the stage.
Alright.
And Skaamos is trying to get a good read of the room. Not that he's
They're
particularly
boisterous. There's a lot of energy. Even the people that aren't participating are drowned out by the noise of the crowd that is formed at the tables and around the stage.
Okay, so
There are people regularly shuffling in and out. Like, around the entire stage, there is a crowd.
Something loud, something fast, something boisterous. Okay. Skaamos knows what to do. As soon as it seems like the people who currently have the stage are coming to the end of their time, Skaamos will stand up, take out the fiddle, bow in the other hand, and as he's walking towards the stage, he's just going to snap, snap, snap.
Okay.
The lights dim. The lights turn this deep blue, and whispers start to surround the stage.
Okay.
Dear mood
Okay.
lighting.
Yes! Thaumaturgy!
Aw.
I'm a bard! I
All
have
right.
to be dramatic up the ass.
What kind of whispers? Ominous or just like the chatter before a stage goes silent?
Holy
Exactly
shit
that.
balls.
All right.
Like the kind of chatter before.
God damn it.
The chatter while someone's tuning an instrument.
All right. The kind of chatter before the curtain pulls. Got it.
Exactly.
All right. Roll charisma.
I think you mean. Do you mean performance?
Both.
That is a 17
All right.
at +8.
Jesus.
Now roll me just your charisma.
9.
You don't crack, but this is probably the biggest audience you've ever played for. As you get on stage and take the center, you look up to address the audience, and you keep looking up, and you see people on the rafters on the second and then third floor.
Yeah, no, this is
There's somewhere
big
around
crowd.
there is somewhere around 200 people watching you. But you don't crack. You play and you give an honest performance.
As he simply stands there, taking in the crowd. His fiddle case goes to the ground, and embroidered on the top side of it is "Tips appreciated."
Oh, perfect, perfect.
All right.
And he starts to play Mad King's Dance.
All right.
It starts slow, and slowly it starts to pick up into this fervent dance, and as it keeps picking up faster and
Is
faster. and
Skaamos
faster-
dancing as well?
Yes.
All right.
And it just keeps going and going and going and going until he stomps his foot on the ground, and thaumaturgy again to just have that echo all the way out to the
Bass
back.
drop.
Yeah, bass drop. Until the song comes to an end.
All right. The crowd eats it up. You're getting just as much a reaction as everybody else. And as you're going through, you hit your climax, and the entire audience, like the crowd, the immediate crowd, bursts into applause, uproarious laughter, and you feel yourself sweating.
And
Vigorously.
The barkeep, anyone gambling, the head waitress, and anyone who, and the dwarf Kingsguard, if he's still there, need to make wisdom saving throws.
What are you doing?
Enthralling performance. If I play for at least 1 minute, I can charm up to 4 people in my audience. Equal to my charisma modifier. DC is 14.
All right.
If they fail, they don't know I tried to charm them. And if it succeeds, they become my adoring fans for the next hour or so.
That
Alright.
is so much better than Friends.
Oh,
All
it's
right.
so cool.
You cast it, and you're soaking in the crowd as you just, it gives you life to hear this much applause. And as you step away, somebody else just immediately follows up, and they begin like juggling knives and then throwing them against targets. And then they take up the crowd after you step off. But before you can get to the head waitress who had been handing out the money, Gareth grabs her by the shoulder, takes her aside, and says, while clapping, "Beautifully done. Absolutely well done.
Oh, thank you
But
so
this
much.
isn't the first time I've had a bard in these parts, and I don't appreciate you trying to swindle me. Now, this is just a guess, but I have a little ring." And he pulls a ring off of his pinky just to show you, and then slides it back on. This ring lets me know when magic is cast. I know, hell of a thing for a barkeep to have, but when one's this big, you need to protect yourself. Now, this is just an assumption, but when you did that last little flourish, you cast something, didn't you?
I did. And
Because-
Skaamos looks genuinely confused.
Oh no.
I saw my poor head waitress begin to foam at the mouth and drool at the sight of you. I saw the guard captain begin to ignore his duties. And I'm pretty sure you cast it on me as well. So, I'm going to give you a fair cut, but I want you to know, don't try to charm people in my inn. We understand the performance, the thaumaturgy, the lights, that was wonderful, beautiful. But, this is a lawful place. I'll just have you know that. He reaches behind his belt, pulls out a pouch, and hands it to you.
Won't happen again. I
Thank
quickly
you.
collect my violin case.
The violin case was filled with bits of food, coin, a few stones, and an unidentifiable thingamabob.
Ooh.
It looks like it twists, but you don't know how, and it might be broken. This may be a part of a machine. You have no idea.
Oh, God,
For all you know, this is an axle.
You
That-
just gotta bop it.
That line turns and then vanishes into nothing.
Like, it just slinks into itself, and then it's gone, and then you shimmy it, and it, like, falls out, but it just sort of hangs in place, like there's something catching on the
My
inside.
new favorite
Wait,
But
thing
you
Color.
you got
Bop it.
something like
Twisting.
23 silver,
Nice.
18 copper, and 10 gold from Gareth.
Okay.
He was one of 2 people that's passed. And because he's the one with the ring, he was like, okay, bard shenanigans. I'm not gonna let my people get swindled.
Fair enough.
Well, it does make sense that he would look after his interests, right?
Yeah,
Did
because...
people just put rocks in his case?
Well, like, they were just chucking things.
Okay.
Most of the rocks look like shiny stones.
Okay.
Oh, keeping those.
Yeah, no, they actually look nice. They'd be great paperweights, as long as you polish them. Like,
Yes,
a
nothing
lot of them
like
are like
probably
river
like shiny
stones,
river
but
rocks.
they're nice river
They're
stones.
minerals, Marie.
They are minerals. So with that performance, and that little, brushing of elbows with Gareth, I believe that will be the end of, what is this, the 10th episode of Campfires and Escalations?
Episode 10.
All right. Next time on episode 11, let's see if they decide to make it back or get some business here.
Kick time!
Cake time.
Cake time.